Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Hey, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell for all the notifications, and the people that's listening on the sound of my voice on the podcast side, you know, Apple, Spotify, iHeart. Hey, give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review, 5-star review. Love us and hate us. Let us know how we're doing, man. And we'll just take it from there. So, hey, D-Dub's with us right now. What's going on, D-Dub? How are you tonight, sir? D-Dub is with us. Did I mute his mic? I might have. Yeah, I might have.
There you go. Yeah. How you doing, sir? You don't want me to speak?
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, man. I want to apologize to everybody that is, who's waiting so patiently. We trying our best not to be on our BPS stuff. Yo, shout out to my man, Coach JB. Yeah, I took that one. BPS. Y'all figure it out what it is. We're gonna do better. But we here. You know what I'm saying? We here to crack this mic for a little while and talk about the world of sports and what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of things going on in the world of sports, man. Front of field weekend. Yes, I think Debbie has figured it out. Shout out to Deb in the comments. Shout out to all those that on YouTube, that's on X, Twitch. Where else we on? Yeah, we're on a bunch of stuff here. But shout out to y'all. Thank you for tuning in and watching. And man, let's get it cracking, D, on what's going on in the world of sports. Like I said, we had some technical difficulties, man, but we're here. DA should be joining us shortly as we go from that. Hey, nonetheless, let's get into it. ESPN. This is the Sports Chasers news and review for the week. Welcome to the Monday Night Rewind. Let me say it again. ESPN is finalizing a merger to acquire NFL RedZone, and fans are freaking out. But here's the scoop. Scott Hansen just inked a new 4-year deal, and industry insiders say RedZone's magic is not going anywhere. So let me just go.
That's good. Okay, go ahead.
So, we reported that this couple of weeks ago how the NFL Network and ESPN was pretty much going to merge with them, and I've been on record stating that I don't like it because anything ESPN touches the last 10, 15 years has turned kaput. So I definitely don't like it. Who we got here coming in? Oh, we got the DA here. Anything they touch, it goes to crap, man. So let me hear some of the key takeaways. ESPN is set to acquire NFL media, including NFL Network and RedZone, marking the combination of months of negotiation. Fans erupted on social media today, fearing changes, ads, celebrity hosts, altered formats, removal of Scott Hansen. I even said it myself. They better not remove Scott Hansen.
I doubt it. Can you hear me, Kev?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm on my wife's laptop, so you know.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, got you, man. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, man, I do what I do.
All
for
right.
the team.
Scott Hansen recently signed a new 4-year deal and is expected to remain the face of RedZone despite the merger. ESPN will likely keep RedZone unchanged in content and format. Logos may change, but the appearance won't. ESPN acquired properties will undergo makeover, but RedZone is viewed as the iconic for it not to temper with. I'll start with D-Dubs and I'll come around.
Yeah. Thank God, Chris Hansen. I'm Chris Hansen. What is it? Scott Hansen. Yeah. Who Chris Hansen? Ain't that the catcher predator dude? Anyway, thank God that they brought him back. You understand what I'm saying? Because he made that RedZone pop for what we had like 7-8 hours of football.
7.5 hours of uninterrupted football.
Yeah.
Let's go.
and his voice he is Red Zone, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? He is Mr. Red Zone, and is thank God that ESPN, as they do the transition, which I'm really not that excited about. I rather Red Zone be a separate from that ESPN train, but at least they made a conscious decision to bring him back and keep that part of it going. So we'll see as time moves on. When is that supposed to start up? Is that this year or next year?
That's this year. From what
That's this. It is this year. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because like we said, ESPN has a habit of, touching stuff, and then it just goes to kaput.
The last 15 years, I
Yeah,
said
yeah. ESPN has not been doing a good job. So I mean, that's not only me saying it. That's from our peers that's saying it. Also, people with opinions and stuff like that. So
well, people on social media was absolutely talking about that today, and that's why they was freaking out about that. So yeah,
as they should though. We watched it. These young kids. They know what they know. They just coming in, they're just seeing it. But us, the older heads, we already know. We seen this. You know what I'm saying? So we know what we're talking about, and we know what makes for a good product. And the stuff that they willing out now is really not a good product. And this is stuff that we've been talking about. We talk about the journalism part of it. We talked about how the influx of so many athletes coming over into the journalism side, but they're not giving an objective overview of the game. And I'm cool with the players coming over and giving that insight of the game, but you have to also be objective. And that if that means calling out your fellow teammate or your fellow peer, the person that you've known for a long time, whatever the case is, you're gonna have to be able to call balls or strikes, like we said. And I think we touched about that last week, but just to reiterate.
Okay, got you, DA. What you got on this, sir?
I'm not sure what people flipping out the day for. What this transition started 2 months ago.
Correct.
They told us it was going to happen when old boy came over from NFL Morning or Good Morning Football or whatever it was, which I thought was probably a better show than ESPN. But whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. D.
They put him on. They got him on Get Up, which is like I'm not sure why. Because Get Up, Get Up is not supposed to be a football show, but guess what it is?
It's a
football show.
Yeah, it's sports. It's supposed to be sports.
We're talking about that about all sports. Good amount of baseball in the morning. There's probably 15, 16 games every night this time of year, and just talk about the highlights or 2 or 3 of the top 10 plays and football the rest of the time. It makes it weird that dude that was on Good Morning Football can even exist in that, because he shouldn't, right? But they got him talking about, oh, I'm a Knicks fan too, and I'm a this, that, and hockey. Dude, listen, man, we need you to do football. Get that right. And we need you to be on vacation for the most part right now. Or take your butt out there to a hot camp and sit in a chair and burn watching, backup quarterback 4 out there. But reality is, I don't know why kids are tripping.
Real quick, that was Peter Schrager and
Peter Schrager. And I like Schrager.
Chris Eisen, and both of them are coming to ESPN.
Yeah, weird. Like I don't know where they're gonna, but there's only 24 hours in a day, I guess. Maybe not. But like I said, they talked about doing this months ago, man. So we were all preparing for it when we saw Schrager come over. We knew what was going down. So the reality is, like, okay, it's cool. I don't expect much from them, man. I don't expect much from them. And the good part about this situation is, you know what? The football shall speak for itself. So RedZone coming over with Hansen, which is dope. Don't touch it. Don't bother it. Don't have Greeny running across the screen and the rest of those fools on it. Don't touch it. Don't even, nothing. Stay away.
Yeah, that makes for a good point. And Peter Schrager, he was excellent over there on the NFL Network. You understand what I'm saying? So you put them over, and you did like you said. You put them over there with this Get Up show. Well, a whole bunch of.
Can't stay on
There's
Get Up.
got to be
I've
a
already
bunch. There's got
seen.
to be some cuts over there because
Well, I've already
ESPN can't.
Yeah, because he's a football guy.
Yeah,
And he didn't get that money to come over there and talk with Greeny and share host jobs with Greeny. Now, the reality is that there are not enough hours in the day. So I'm not sure how they're going to do this, but Shreg should be getting his own show in the morning.
I agree.
Just doing football in the morning, right? Because, okay, I admit to it, guys, I'm wrong. I don't have enough $5 bills to give y'all. I'm unemployed.
It's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We're at the 11-minute mark, so you got to chill.
No. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about my fine for watching Get Up every now and again.
Oh, yeah, well.
But the reality is, I've seen him.
We told you, brother.
With the Get Up dudes, like a lot of times. And I don't mean clash like, ha. Wait, I mean like clash where he's looking at them like, yo, do you know what you're even talking about? And he's looking at NFL players like, yo, you sounding crazy right now. And that goes back to our friendship model of these guys on ESPN, where, not saying it wasn't, because I think my man from the Rams, he had a great year last year. What's his face, man? The quarterback with the Rams. I don't know why it's slipping me, because I was Matthew Stafford had a hell of a year last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine, but his boy Orlovsky.
Oh
my God!
Yeah, this is what I'm be talking about, because they boys,
right? And Schrager's like, yo, dog, hold on, man. Like, yeah, he had a great year playing essentially, bad teams, right? He's like, yo, now don't get me wrong, you almost pulled it off in that NFC Championship game. Right? That team did, and that defense is going to be nothing but better this year. So, sorry for my Niners and shit. Like they're going to be good, but he doesn't let these guys, because you played at Pittsburgh, because you played there. Schrager lets dudes know, like, yo, dude, are you crazy? Like, what are you talking about? So there is definitely going to be an information dump some way, somehow, in the next few weeks, because the ESPN dudes are going to have to catch up.
Catch up and get up.
No, they will with the NFL Network dudes, because it just seems to me top level, 10,000 foot down, that they don't cover the football the way the NFL Network dudes do. But we'll see.
Gotcha. E, what you got on this? Welcome, E. How are you tonight, sir? What's going on?
Doing well. What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we doing
what y'all talking about? I didn't get the full gist of what the topic.
I'm sorry, E. We just read an article from, I wanted to say Front Office Sports. Let me get them the credit here. Front Office Sports, and they were just talking about. We talked about this a couple weeks ago about the ESPN taking over the NFL Network and the NFL RedZone, and people was I'll just read it again. ESPN is set to acquire NFL media, including NFL Network and RedZone, and they said fans erupted on social media fearing changes about this and the removal of Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen recently signed a 4-year deal and is expected to remain the face of RedZone despite the merger. So that's what basically we've been talking about. But we talked about this a couple weeks ago about the impending merger, and I said it. ESPN, leave good enough alone. Don't change anything. 7.5 hours of uninterrupted football. Let it be. Please, I implore you. I beg you. Go ahead, E.
All I'm gonna say is, who is ESPN employed by?
Disney.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And we all know Disney got a whole lot of bills to pay, so we would hope that there's no real changes. It would be smart for them just to go ahead. It's addition by subtraction. You don't have really much going on in ESPN as far as football goes, outside of the Cowboys and what Dak did this week and so on and so forth. So it would be smart for them just to go ahead and add them in and let them run their own stuff. But this is ESPN that we're talking about. So my expectations is about that much. So like DA said, and I'm sure you all said, we shall see. So
We shall
we shall
see.
see.
Yeah, because there's got to be a mix up here shortly because we've seen Fox make a big splash and getting rid of a lot of television talent and other talent throughout the that media company over there. So I'm assuming the same thing will be happening at ESPN at some point. Probably another, I guess, another shakeup as well, because you know all ESPN does, man, they does football and basketball. This past week they did have a little bit of baseball because of the trade deadline. Yeah, that was the first time I seen so many baseball personnel. I didn't even know they had that many, other than Jeff Passan, and that's about it. But rest of them dudes, I don't even see them. So
Yeah, I got you. Well, yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to
I'm
that,
gonna
man.
ask. I'm
Go ahead.
gonna just ask a quick question. I don't know if you guys know or not. Is Tim Kurkjian and Buster Olney still part of ESPN baseball? Does anybody know?
I don't know. It's a good question. E. I haven't seen them.
Or are they contractors now? They just come in when
Tim
they're
is there
called
still.
upon?
Yeah,
Kurchin, I thought was
Tim is there.
still
he's still there.
Not Buster only though.
yeah.
I think
Buster.
I saw Buster on MLB Network.
Yeah, Tim Kurkjian is there, but
Oh,
Buster
okay.
is currently.
So
Gotcha.
Okay.
it's been a
Gotcha.
long time since I've seen those three together, and those three together are very good. But whatever.
Gotcha, definitely.
Yeah, we know how that go.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me go to the next article here. Yeah, this is from Front Office Sports as well, and Damian Lillard, excuse me, and all the NBA players are taking college GM roles. We roll with this. This is from Front Office Sports on today, August 4th, 2025, from Alex Schiffer. He says this. Damian Lillard, recovering from a torn Achilles injury, has been named general manager of Weber State men's basketball, his alma
Okay.
mater. Lillard recently signed a 3-year, $42 million contract to return to the Portland Trailblazers despite his injury. His GM role involves advising the coaching staff and athletic departments, contributing insights, mentorship, possible NIL funding, and helping elevate the program after missing the NC tournament since 2016. Lillard follows a growing trend of active NBA players and stars who are taking the role as general manager. You got Terrence Mann, FSU, Trey Young, Oklahoma, Steph Curry, Davidson, Shaq is doing it for Sacramento State. These hybrid roles reflect the impact of NIL-driven college sports, where GMs handle recruiting, NIL coordination, fundraising, roster management, and alumni relations. Optos is the E with on this.
Oh man, I think that's a good look. Other guys is already doing it. I just a good look, man. I don't know what else to say about it. Hopefully everybody else will catch on and jump on and help out that portion of the NIL situations. So why not?
Ryan might be a little behind us. Yes, Ryan, I agree. Eduardo Perez, I forgot about him, and Jessica Mendoza, very, very good analysts with.
Oh yeah, Eduardo Perez. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love him. I love his game. So, got you. D-Dubs, your thoughts on Damian Lillard and some of the other guys taking on GM roles now?
You said Damon Lillard?
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What, the basketball player?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Taking on GM? I don't know what I got to say on this one, man. is he's still a player, right?
Well, let me just go through again. Let me just re-emphasize some things. He's Lillard recently signed a 3-year, $42 million contract to return to the Portland
Oh, the
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. Okay.
Yep. Lillard follows a growing trend of active NBA players or stars taking general manager, assistant, or GM roles. You got Terrence Mann, FSU, Trey Young, or Oklahoma, Steph
I'm gonna
Curry,
stop you right there. I don't need
Davis.
to hear no more. Hold on. I don't, what DA? Where you at? DA? They said what you said. Players play, coaches coach, GMs GM, owners own.
Well, the thing is that
I'm not understanding. I'm really not
there's actually
understanding this.
college. There is no college
hold,
GM, so it's kind of a new position there.
This is for college,
that
right?
will help them with
Is
the
that
NIL and the
clear?
management of NIL.
Correct.
So that's not a really.
okay.
But I don't think it's a real position at the school. But it's something that they're helping out with their old school. They're kind of putting their money where their mouth is. I used to go to Weber State. I'm rich. I made it, and I wouldn't be here without whatever happened at Weber State. And you know what? While this is going, and then he's doing it while he's rehabbing, so I got no problem with it. He wouldn't be around the team anyway. So
this is for the college. Okay, I misunderstood.
This is for the
that.
college.
Okay.
So he's only doing it for the college,
not the pro team.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm like, what are we talking about?
No. I wouldn't have said what I said if it was for the actual pro team. Like, come on now, really?
My bad, because I was looking up at the time. That's why I misunderstood that, because Buster only is at ESPN. My bad. So let me just that's what I was looking up. So he's there. Let me just be clear with that. So I didn't hear what Kev was saying. So I was like, what are we talking about? I thought the pros. That's why I said I said what I said. But yeah, I mean, if it's college and he's rehabbing, I mean, if it ain't interfering with what he's doing, hey, what's the I don't know. It's no problem till there's a problem, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, DA and DA and Ryan, I just think it's a figurehead thing, and Ryan just said it. He just gave some comments, pretty much, helping out there. There's name clout, and then just to recruit the players, man. Hey, Shaq is the general manager here at Sacramento State. Come holler at him.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and you're trying to get the best of the best. So, like I said, there's no problem until there's a problem, and at this point, what's the problem? There's no problem.
Yep, there's no problem, man. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Hall of Fame. The NFL had their Hall of Fame game last Thursday, and that means they have the Hall of Fame weekend. So you had players. I'll just go down the line. You have the induction for 2025. Yeah, let's start with Antonio Gates. He became the first, and I found this very interesting. He becomes the first ever Hall of Famer who never played college football, pivoted from college basketball at Kent State to the NFL. His career stats are 955 receptions, 11,841 yards, 116 TDs, an NFL record for tight ends. And he basically spoke of his coaches, Tim Brewster and Marty Schottenheimer, credit him for believing in him and giving him a shot. And in life, that's all you want. I always say that you just need a shot. Somebody to give you something. I'll give it to D-Dubs. Your thoughts on Antonio Gates making a Hall?
Yeah, I think long overdue. He probably should have been there a little bit earlier, but phenomenal tight end with the team that they had. It's a shame that they didn't win more. You know what I'm saying? They had an excellent team, but they kind of that's San Diego team, man. They got in their own way, man. It seemed like every year. I mean, I know at least two years, and I know DA and E might go back a little bit, but I know 2 years, man. It's like they was right there at the championship and missed out. And a shame, but he's definitely worthy of that of Hall of Fame status.
I agree. E, what you got on my main man Antonio Gates?
Yo, let me ask this question. How many years did he have to wait? Is this just his second year, third year? Or does I only ask that because we passed around, in our own chat, we passed around, should this guy have been on first ballot, this, that, the third. So Nah. I'm not shaking no trees tonight, man. I say that to say, in my opinion, let me start off with that. Okay, y'all could come in the comments if you want to, but in my opinion, Antonio Gates should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer because he wasn't one of these guys that was highly touted, highly recruited, anything like that, and he made a household name out of himself in the NFL for tight end. So, well deserved. And yeah, Daryl, them San Diego Superchargers, it seemed like they were supercharged up until they met up with Tom Brady or the Steelers, or it was either the Steelers, the Patriots, or the Colts was always in their way somehow, some way. It's a bad draw, man. A bad draw.
Yeah, he had to wait 1 year. 1 year.
Oh, it was just 1 year. Okay.
Just 1 year.
Yeah.
But he by far he could have went first ballot.
Yeah. In my book, he should have been, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's all I got on that, Kev.
Got your DA. Your thoughts on Antonio Gates?
Yeah, I'm right behind E on that. Great player, great team. So if you're a great player on a great team, that means you stand out amongst other greats. So they had LT on that team, Fred Neal, Junior Seau, Rodney Harrison. They had receivers, they great offensive line. It was a good team, man, great team at times. And like a lot of teams in the NFL AFC at that time, you had to get through Tom Brady. Remember, that's when they were winning the bulk of their Super Bowls. They won 6, like, up front. And then they had some years off, and then they started winning again. But that first group was from, like, 2001 to 2008 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that took up a lot of careers. That was the Jordan, right? He was the Jordan of the NFL, and you couldn't get past them to the AFC. I'm right now trying to think of the teams that made it to the Super Bowl outside of the Patriots in between 2001, 2001 and 2010. So it was pretty hard for the Superchargers, San Diego Superchargers, to kind of crack that nut and get in there. So no, I got no problems with that team, man. None, not a one. So great team.
And not to mention that Antonio Gates, he didn't play football; he played basketball.
Yeah,
right.
He was one of the first.
He's a basketball player.
He's incredible.
He's one of the first that made it that far.
Yeah.
I mean, because they always put tall guys in basketball teams, on football teams. I remember Philadelphia had a cat that was 6'7". So back in the days, was it Harold Carmichael? So they had dudes. There's always dudes that came from basketball to that, but no one that went that far with it that was actually that good at it. And he became really good. Build him out of a lot of stuff, man. So yeah, he was a great player. So congrats to that man. Who else is on the list for this year?
You got Sterling Sharpe. He's on it. Jared. He made it. He gave his induction speech. Jared Allen, and Eric Allen. So
yeah, Jared Allen was good.
Yeah,
he's a great D end. Now that's a guy. Oh boy, I have to check his numbers, man.
Jared Allen. That's Minnesota, right?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's the dude that played for Minnesota. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm looking football resource here. What's it called? Football. The thing.
Jared Allen, he was a star pass rusher with 136 career sacks.
136?
130 career sacks, including a league high 22 in 2011. He delivered an emotional Hall of Fame speech, emphasized family life values and legacy beyond stats. And he says this, he's quoted, "If they only talk about the gold jacket, I failed." Fans and journalists called his remarks one of the most poignant speeches in Canton history.
That's good, man. I mean, like I said, he could play, man. I like him. He went hard, and he's a dude that definitely ain't take no plays off. There was some years he was essentially all they got, and he just got caught up in a situation where there was a lot of years where, not saying he wasted his career, but like in between when what's your boy got there, Adrian Peterson, and he was on one side, and Adrian Peterson was on the offensive side holding it. Weren't really too many receivers that I can remember. That was after the Randy Moss, Chris Carter thing. So you got to think with Jared Allen. Who else was there? I can't remember. Can't really remember anybody.
Jared Allen and wasn't Randall on the other side?
Yeah, John Randall was in the middle. He's a Hall of Famer. So Jared
I don't
Allen.
think they played together for their whole career, but
yeah, I believe him. He's what, third ballot or second ballot? How many times did he come up for it?
I'm not sure up there.
But yeah, hey man, nothing but love for that dude. He's a monster. He's a straight monster, man. So
gotcha. Let me go with Sterling Sharpe. Sterling, I have it here.
Say no more. He could have been in. Should have been in.
I agree. He absolutely should have been in. You're right. Sterling Sharpe, he inducted via the senior ballot in his 26th year of eligibility, joins his brother Shannon, making the first sibling duel in the Hall. Short but dominant career, led the NFL in receptions and yards. Forced retirement from a career-ending neck injury after 5 straight 1,100-plus yard seasons. If he didn't hurt himself, he was a bad man. Sterling was a bad dude.
Dog, listen. The dude was the best receiver in the game for 3-4 years, and Jerry Rice was in his prime. Hold that. Think about that.
Yeah. His speech included a playful banter about being second best to his youngest brother before cracking up the audience. So that's what he said. Eric Allen, cornerback with a 14-season career, racking up 54 interceptions, 8 returns for TDs. Finally inducted on his 19th year of eligibility, acknowledging the long journey and importance of resilience. Paul tribute to coaches like paid tribute to coaches like Buddy Ryan, thanking them for drafting him and trusting him with his talent early on. So those are the guys that got inducted into Canton. They got the gold jackets, man, and anything I'll give it to D-Dubs. Anything on that before we move on to the next news story of the weekend?
I mean, Eric Allen was nice, man. He was another one that I just find that hard to believe. 19 years before
that's crazy.
He got in there, man. That's crazy. Eric Allen was like he was one of them guys, man. On that Philadelphia, yeah, man. I mean, that's crazy. But it is what it is, man. But it's so many guys that you look at that could get in, man, and some of them, you look at the numbers and but that's a whole nother thing. I have had on this show talked about this Hall of Fame thing, and hey, sometimes they get it right and a lot of times they don't, or oftentimes they just let everybody in, and you'd be like, man, Jesus.
Or they lobby for people to.
Oh, well, that's the DA's. I don't let the DA handle that. The lobbying of the tears and fears, and
or they get tired. They
please.
get tired of the crying on certain networks.
Yeah.
Let people in.
Yeah. So
they
become
working somewhere.
Yeah.
Then, or because you work in there, they see you in the hallway. You're good.
Yeah, they be advocating themselves. They become advocates for themselves on programs, and then they be like, people come be like, oh yeah, I forgot about you, bro. Yeah.
There's a reason why we forgot. But anyway,
right. For some cases, for some people, man, but a lot of guys, man. It's like it's like trying to get that what's that? Employee of the month. You know what I'm saying? So you outside giving out your card, trying to solicit votes and stuff like that. So it's
Cats is,
wild, man.
is on TV.
These cats be wild.
Cats is on TV actually having like little segments, talking about like you said, I love that. You said Tears for Fears.
Yeah, Tears for Fears, bro. That's
Shout out to the Tears for Fears the group. Shout
man.
out.
Yeah, this is what.
Go ahead, E. You said something.
No, I just want to say for Sterling Sharpe, a lot of people say that, or a lot of people may think that, you got to have longevity in order to be in a Hall. And one thing, whenever somebody asks me, we talk about this too, but whenever somebody asks me, what are your categories for, who's the best or whatever, impact, man, dominance. And that's what Sterling was on that field. He was impactful when you playing Green Bay back in them days. The ball was going to Mr. Sharpe, and it got there, and he caught it 9 times out of 10. So again, hats off to him. Glad he made it, and just wanted to throw that out there.
No, that's a good point, E. Definitely a good point.
You talk about that. I mean, yeah, Calvin Johnson got first ballot Hall of Famer, and shortened the career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. These are the things that be happening. When you comparing people, and you let this one in, boy, you didn't let this one in. Well, why is this guy waiting? This guy was just as impactful, or just as it gets hard.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, fellas.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
I'm first and foremost glad to see a little class. That's first and foremost. That means someone is taking it and they're really parsing through the players to see who should and who shouldn't be in there. Which
4 players. This
probably
year.
an issue with other players, right? For years, like that, y'all letting everybody in, and I had to wait this long, or whatever the case, man. Whatever you may have. But now, Eric Allen, all the guys that are in today, they're no doubt dudes. They may not have all been first ballot, but they all no doubt dudes where there's no argument that these guys all belong. As Deion Sanders said, and Deion's such a smart dude, but he said, yo, you can't, if you got a dude, you got to be like, yo, can you still tell the story of the NFL without talking about him? Well, you know what? You can't talk about that Philadelphia defense with Jerome Brown and all the rest of these guys up front, Golick and Simmons and Seth Joyner, and of course Reggie White, without looking at the back end of that defense, which is Eric Allen. You know what I'm saying? So that there is like, you got to look at, same thing with Antonio Gates. These are guys that when you talk about the league, you can't talk about those 5-6 years where Don Magic Kowalski was the quarterback, and that's all Sterling had, right? Yes. In his career, Brett was there, but Brett was, a wild cowboy then, didn't know what the hell you go get out of Brett then. But the point remains that at the end of the day, this cat was still dominant. You know what I'm saying? Dominant in a time where it was hard for receivers to catch the ball. You still getting chucked and knocked around and this, that, and the third. It was different. You could touch them for real.
Yeah.
So, and then you go to Jared Allen, who off the edge, he was a monster. Him, Kevin Green, those dudes, they were a problem, man. That was back when they didn't have, no disrespect to dudes right now. And I'm gonna keep it straight, real. But this wasn't when the linebackers, except for LT, really were rushing. It was LT and Derek Thomas. It was like the two dudes, fast linebackers, getting quarterbacks. But you talking about big dudes that were DNs, real live DNs that could still stop the run, that had that speed to get to the quarterback. Yeah, Jared Allen was one of those dudes, man. So I like a small class. It looks like the folks on the committee are really now looking, and they're just not letting everybody in.
I got a question for you.
So what's up?
Question is, does the years that, like we just said, the 19 years for Eric Allen, does that diminish any player that it takes from 19 or a longer period of time that, or
It's just,
almost longer
he came in on
longer
that,
than
what's it called?
it takes you?
What do you call it, Kevin? The senior vote, right? Or
Mhm.
right? So that means they missed the first time out. That means, for 8 years, right? I guess it's the first eligibility. They missed. I don't know what they or no, this is facts. Those years when he was eligible to be put in, they definitely didn't have big classes back then. And there might have been other DBs over him. Like, so if you go through the history of all DBs, that might have been, Dion, Darryl Green, and this and that and that. And he wasn't better than them. Like, he was nice. He wasn't better than them, though. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how those things happen. So I wish them all well, and I think they were all, everybody that they're talking about, I don't think you could go through the history of the NFL and leave those guys out. So that's kind of where I see it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I did notice that they're making the classes. I think the last two classes smaller, and that's pretty much it when it comes to that. But shout out to those guys. I think we've got to mention MLBs last week. I don't know how that got away from us, but the MLB. Let me just real quick. MLB Hall of Fame. I think CC got in. Who was it? CC got in, and who else? CC Sebastia. Can you guys hear me? Oh, yeah. We'll get to that when we get to the baseball section there. I'll pull that up here in a second. Let me go to this last thing before we go to baseball here. Luka Dončić, he's agreed to a 3-year, $165 million max extension with the LA Lakers. The deal includes player option in the final year, his 2027-2028 season. Annual salary breakdown is $53 million a year, highest average annual salary in the NBA history. And this is why it matters. And this is from Yahoo Sports from Chris Haynes. He wrote the other day. This ends months of speculation around Luka's future with the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, did I say? Yeah, he found the trade. He found the trade during the offseason due to discontent with Dallas direction at the back-to-back playoff exits. Lakers out. Luka is expected to take the reins as the face of the franchise post LeBron. LA is now a legitimate. This is what he said. I ain't say it. Chris, we get to write his name right. Chris Haynes says this. LA is now a legit championship contender if chemistry builds. LeBron has already publicly endorsed the move, calling Dončić the most complete offensive player in the game today. And that's all I got on that. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said.
Yo,
man, come on, man.
Well,
I don't even know. But let me shut up, man. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not even gonna do it tonight.
Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, yo, man, I was cool with that whole article that you read, except for exactly DA. I was cool with that whole article that you read, except for that last portion that you read about what the King said. Nobody cares. The Lakers organization is moving the way that they finally feel like they need to move, with or without LeBron's association with his input, output, whatever. Okay. Yeah,
They're
that's
gonna
just
get
me,
mad.
man. I don't care. Yo, man.
Well, I'll say this. All you Laker fans that are in recess, it looks like your team is moving forward of post Mr. King James. So they gave Luka this deal. And like E said, this guy's taking pictures and all this stuff over the weekend. And, I don't get it. Well, I do get it because that's how he is. The most.
Well, Kev, let me say this. The real Laker fans already know. Like, I still hold them. I still charge them for still putting up with this and not coming out and saying something from years ago. You know, they got the bubble chip ring, and I think them Laker fans, the real ones. I'm not talking about these other guys. We talking about the real who care
Not the
about the
ones that
team,
just
the
came
actual
in
team.
7, 8 years ago.
Right. We talking about the ones that actually care about the team. Like, come on. Anybody that knows the game knows that makes sense that you trying to keep a 40-year-old player, they should have been off of the LeBron James boat years ago. But they kept on, they thought that's, what we was talking about, seats in the fannies in the seat.
Fanny's in the seat. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like I was telling, I think I was having that conversation with D. Fanny's in the seat, or maybe Kev, Fanny's in the seat, or you gonna pay this, or we're gonna try to win a championship. Laker fans care about championships. They don't care about this guy, him being the circus attraction. That's just me looking at it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's about time for them to move off. So he's got to figure out what is he gonna do his little farewell tour, because this is all about him. He don't care nothing about what the Lakers is doing. It's all about him.
He's never.
And again, we talked about this ad nauseum. If y'all haven't heard, check our shows, man. We've been talking about this guy and
Twin
what he's
box.
going to do, and it's just funny how everything's coming full circle. And if you notice how everybody, me and D, we was talking about this, how everybody's talking now, everybody's chitting and chattering. D says, "Hey, wait for that 30 for 30 to come out. It's gonna come out, man." And now the more and more this guy just keeps on. Everybody's tired of his. Most people wish that he just go away. I've been on that train about 7 years ago.
Agreed.
Now you tell me if I'm lying, man. But long as people know, long as they go and get a bag for keep on, polishing it up. They know they're gonna keep on getting. They're gonna say nice stuff about him. Look at them. You can see it all on ESPN. They did not want to talk bad about this guy. Look at Fox Sports. That's why they got rid of all those clowns over there. Most of them. Some of them are good guys, but some of them, I can rock with, because you already know they're getting a paycheck. They're getting a residual check from Clutch Sports. Keep talking good about me, guys.
And if you don't believe it, go check. Go check. What? I've been on record saying, yes, Laker fans that's been in recess, real Laker fans, it looks like I said, it looks like your team is
they're trying to get back right. They're trying to get on the right track. So,
and this owner that's the owner of the Dodgers, you see how he's spending money and stuff like that? He is about his business. And he's been I forgot what his I don't know if he's a hedge fund guy or whatever. But those guys they're not no dummies making the billions of dollars that they make and to buy these professional sports teams. So they got what they got, man. D, did you have something, or do I need to move on? Okay.
He's tired of that, man.
Okay. D,
the one thing I do have is
I knew you had something.
him saying something about Luka being the best player in the league. Let history tell the story, man. Luka looks good.
Luka's lost a lot of weight. He looks
but
okay.
We still ain't seeing him play defense.
Well, DA, let me just correct it, because Kev said that they said that LeBron said that he's the best offensive player in the league.
Okay, cool, and he may be. We'll see what happens. I pray for his health, that he continues to play well and get healthy, and maybe he got a shot in his arm from someone, because I'm telling you, dog, like the problem is, and me and my mother, I think, were just talking about this, man. As crazy as it sounds. As a professional athlete, that's your job. So when Kobe used to get mad at Shaq for not being in shape, everybody got on Kobe. Shaq was wrong. And before Kobe's death, and they had that little sit-down conversation, Shaq said, I shouldn't have been spending the first, 30 games of the season to get in shape. If I had came in shape, maybe we'd have won 10 chips. rather than, whatever. Right? But the point remains, hey, man, he could have been like, there was nothing stopping him from being what he looks like now, as from looking this way 7 years ago, except him. So that was the only thing stopping him was him. So that's all I got to say. I wish him well, though, because I like the way he plays. I like watching him play.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So we'll move on. We'll move on to baseball. Baseball is here. Baseball, a couple of good stories with baseball. Baseball is moving on past the. Let me give you the power rankings when it comes to CBS Sports, and it just came out today. Power rankings: Milwaukee Brewers have surged to the top of the MLB power rankings for the week of August 4th. A team in the smallest market in baseball and operated with a bottom third payroll. The shift debunks the myths in the market size determines success. Milwaukee's run is forcing pundits to rethink payroll narratives. Well, I kind of disagree because not these reincarnation of the Oakland Athletics, but they don't have a home. The homeless Athletics, I should say. When they was playing with what's that, Billy Ball or not Billy Ball? Where they was basically had nobody. Billy Bean, right? And Moneyball, excuse me. That's right. If you didn't watch the movie, good movie. And talked about how they basically did with analytics, which it's pretty much part of baseball today. And I think one of the reasons why it's hurting, and we talked about it on the show with our main man, Alvin Clausen, man. I'll play a clip here in a second. So some of the 46 wins in the last 65 games, and they're projected to win 115 games this year. That's the pace that the Brewers are on. So let me give you the count. You got the Brewers. I'll just give you first five. Brewers, the Cubs are 65-46. The Dodgers are 65-47. The Blue Jays are 65-48. And the Phillies. So, DA, you had something on that before I played a little clip here?
One thing I can tell you about the analytics, those analytics got the Cubs beating the Dodgers every time they play them, so something going right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something to think about. Hey, I just want to play this clip real quick. We have an MLB contributor. We got my main man Alvin Clausen. Actually, it's D's man. D brought him on, and you'll see Al here for couple times, twice a month, depending on what's going on in baseball. And when baseball heats up here in September with the races and the playoffs, you'll definitely be seeing a little bit more Al. But here's something that he said the other day.
Trade deadline overrated.
Go ahead.
It's overrated. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I went through the history the other day in the last, I don't know, what was it, 5 or 6 winners, World Series winners, wasn't no big moves at the trade deadline. Everybody, all fan bases, we need like Suarez. Great move, not knocking it. We need this back. It doesn't do nothing. The only move that helps you is if you get a real dude at the back end of that bullpen, or you get a real ace. That's it. But on top of that, you already have to be good. You have to be good. You can't just get a mediocre team and say, "Well, I'm gonna bring in Suarez, and now we finna go march to this trophy and go to the playoffs." And win. It's not gonna work that way. It's not basketball per se. You understand what I'm saying?
Did I bring everybody back? I'm sorry. Did I hear everybody?
I'm here.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Sorry about that. So that was Al Clausen, man. He was talking about the trade deadline and how that's let me get this back up here. Yeah, there you go. And how it's not impactful. And that'll lead me into my next baseball story of, you guessed it, the Yankees made a bunch of trades the other day. And this is from R.J. Anderson of CBS Sports, the New York Yankees. The Florida Marlins, shout out to the Florida Marlins, historic 3-game sweep of the New York Yankees, making the first time the Marlins franchise in history have ever swept the Yankees. Kyle Stowers fueled the series sweep with a 2-run homer. His 8 RBIs across 3 games capped it off with a 3-run homer blast in a game. 3 the key to a 7-3 win. Excuse me. Edward Cabrera earned the spot start, throwing 6 solid innings, allowing just 1 run and fanning 7 to help the Marlins reach 500 since early April. Marlins became the only MLB franchise with all-time winning record against the Yankees, including the postseason. The sweep was achieved. Get this, and I'm down this way. The sweep was achieved in front of a sellout crowd of 34,601, contributing to the 3-game series attendance record of 100,545 fans at Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. And the Marlins moved to 500. Let's talk about the Yankees and their struggles. The Yankees struggles are like this. Luis Gil, returning from injury, struggled in his second debut, lasting about 3.5 innings, surrendering 5 runs and 5 hits and 4 walks. The sweep dropped the Yankees into 3rd place in the AL East, now trailing the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, despite possessing the best run differential in the league. Their performance in 1-run games is among the worst. Marlins in Stadium DJ led mocking moments by playing Sweet Caroline as they swept the Yankees this weekend. D-Dubs, you was hot on this Yankee thing. Your thoughts? Well, I know what your thoughts is, but the public want to hear you. What's your thoughts?
Yo, the Yankees was awful this weekend, man. I just know the bats is not. I don't know. Bats ain't swinging. Ain't nothing going on. Nothing going right for them. Aaron Boone trying to light a fire underneath them, but I really don't see nothing with this team, man. I don't see them going much of anywhere. They find themselves in 3rd place now. Red Sox is ahead of them, and the Blue Jays are playing, great ball. So the Yankees got, this is what we got this month, and you got September to
pull it together.
Because if you don't get right here, man, thank God that they got out to a pretty decent start. You know what I'm saying? Because now this is where we talk about it's a marathon, and the Yankees they got out pretty good early, and then now they hitting this slide where it gets tough, and you could find your way right out of it. This is right here, August into September. You could find your way. If they don't get their act together, they can find their way right on out of here.
Yep. DA, your thoughts on the Yankees being swept by the Marlins and what's going on?
Bad weekend, man. I saw some light. Some dudes started playing a little bit better during the series. We are still injured. I am not as worried as D or as pessimistic. I think in the end we'll be there. I don't believe that Boston will be able to hold up whatever a little bit they're doing. But they're not a bad team, but we're good in division against those guys. So I think as long as we don't slide too far back of the Blue Jays,
5
we'll
back
be
now.
okay.
We're 5.
We're 5 now.
We're 5 now. They're playing the Rangers.
We got to stay 5. Because then when we get those games against the Blue Jays and it's 1 game each win, you could take in a 4-game series, we can be from 5 back to 1 back. So we just have to play well and play well without Judge. And maybe Booney needs to get these guys to manufacture runs rather than slap all things out the park. Let's just get one on, move one over. Get one on, move one over. Get one on, move one over. Guess what you got now? A run.
Do you think I'll ask you this, do you think the criticism by some of the late great Yankees, Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter, they've been on this weekend, criticizing the manager?
Yeah.
Going back and forth with them a little.
He's not good. Right? But guess what? he's what our ownership wants because there were a lot of opportunities to drop this dude. The one thing the Yankees won't
told
do,
you a long time ago,
unless it's a full implosion. But the one thing that the team won't do, unless it's a full implosion, is not fire him in the middle of the season. They're not going to do that.
I don't think so either.
Because the Yankees are never sellers, as Al said. And we always believe that we got a chance. So that's what that is.
That's correct, D. They're not going to do that. No. The Yankees ain't never been a middle of the season get rid. No, they're gonna finish it out, see what we got, and then after. So I don't expect them. I didn't expect them to make the move, but I'm just saying that's a move that I would have made last year or the year before. I think I've been calling for Aaron Boone to get gone for quite some time now. So
you have.
And now I'm going to be looking at
that man 4 years ago. So
then I'm looking at Cashman now. You understand what I'm saying? So now Cashman,
I don't know. They're never touching him. He got pictures of people doing things they shouldn't.
I don't know. I don't believe in that. Never. Your time is up. Sometimes somebody's time.
They shouldn't be doing.
Gotcha. E, your thoughts on the Yankees?
Well, I agree with Daryl. I think I feel like Boone should have been gone. I feel like they're living off of Aaron Judge's greatness, and I was just when Da said what he said, I had to pull up the standings. The Yankees are 14-19 in the East. Not saying that. I mean, the Blue Jays is only 19-17. The Red Sox has the best record within that division at 20-13. So it all depends on their schedule going forward, and if they can get some guys back, and if they can start back to playing fundamental baseball again, first and foremost. I hate to sound like the Debbie Downer, but I almost kind of hope that they don't make it so they can make some real changes. I want Cashman gone. I want Boone gone. Time to make some changes, man. I know guys is hurt, but it seems like guys is always hurt. I don't know what's going on. So I think it's time for a major rehaul in New York.
Well, I hear you, E. I don't think they'll let it get to that, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they'll let it.
I know.
Yeah.
And I think that the players won't either. The players are prideful. It's like it seems like every year it's like, oh, yep, this is gonna be the year. They pull out 15 straight, or they go with 12 or 13 or something like that, and then you know what I'm saying, they pull it out like last year. I really didn't see the Yankees going to the World Series last year, as great as that team was. But here we are. Go ahead, Dia.
I'm sorry. I said, but I will say this, man. If you look at the roster, they got a roster that can win. As Al said on Saturday, he said, the thing with New York and playing New York, it's the same thing with Randy Johnson and them. It takes time for new players to get used to it because it's different than playing anywhere else. So, trade deadline was just a minute ago. So you're going to have some things happen that you maybe didn't think was going to happen. But you have to, at that point in time, still pull out and say, which dudes do we have that we traded for are ready for New York? Randy Johnson couldn't do it here. So it takes a second. So you may be right, Eric, in saying, hey, we wait till next season, But these kids may get the feel of what they need to do by August and start to pull their own weight. That's what I'm hoping.
Gotcha.
I can agree with that. And I just feel like, excuse me, I guess the old heads, the Stantons, and I was just about to say that, as great as Judge is, what has Judge done for us lately in the playoffs?
Hey, Ryan was reading your mind. He just said it in the comments.
Yeah. So I again, it's great. Look, my thing is, we're the pinstripes. Okay, we're not one of these teams that just is happy to get to the playoffs. No. We are the New York Yankees.
Yeah, we the Lakers.
And
we're the
just feel
Lakers
like
of baseball. You know,
I just feel like some fans collectively have just fallen into this because we haven't won in so long. Oh, we're the Yankees. Oh, we still have the most chips. Yo, that's fine. That's cool. That's a nice little ball to throw in there and whatnot. But we have not done a thing since when?
2009.
Right. Yeah. Right. And before somebody say, well, such and such hasn't won ever. We're not talking about such and such. We're talking about the damn Yankees.
Stay on topic. Stay on topic.
That's all I'm saying.
Stay on topic.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have.
I agree. 110%.
Yeah.
Just trying to throw the baseball on it, though, man. And it goes back to Booney and Cashman. Like, yeah, Ryan, you're right. Judge hasn't done a whole lot. I think last year he didn't have a horrible hitting playoff. I think he played well. And I think if he's hitting the way he came into this season hitting for average, I think he'll be far more effective in the playoffs. You know, granted, they make it, right? But at the same time, if we look at it, let's think about who's been in front of Judge and who's been behind him. He did good last year because Soto was in front of him. Got pitches. When he don't have a dude, when you ain't got a 3 and you ain't got a 5, you in bad shape, dog. You're not going to see no pitches. So that's kind of what, they got to get that for him. That's not something that he can do himself. You know, you got your manager, Cashman, whoever, they got to put something in front of you and something behind you. And I don't care if you got to change the lineup and move him up, you know, or whatever you need to do when he does get back, you know, or Jazz be in front of him, you know, like whatever it is. You have to get this guy pitches because you see when he's got a little bit of support, the boy's hitting 350. Like this year's average has been about 350, right? He's been rocking his average.
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about the home runs. I'm talking about hitting for average, man.
Right.
He's been doing this thing when you got something in front of him and behind him.
That goes to what I said, that Cashman needs to get up out of here because he has not adequately put a team around him. That's what I'm saying. You brought Soto in and you let Soto leave. I'm not going to get into that whole thing. You brought him to the Bronx. He shouldn't have left the Bronx. That's my stance on it. Whatever happened in the meetings happened. It is what it is. He's in Queens now. All I'm saying is, just like how you said, DA, that's on Cashman.
Facts.
Point blank, period. Hey, real quick, Kev. I'm sorry to hijack.
No, you good.
D-Dubs. What did I say about Lindor going to the Mets? Because me and you, we didn't have no heated discussion, but you was like, nah, Lindor is gonna be fine. This, that, the third.
Yeah.
I said, look at the lineup that Lindor had in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And look what he had with the Mets the first couple of years, and see how great he's playing now. Now that they got some players around him, it's the same thing. That falls on the GM.
Well,
Cashman got to go. In my opinion,
Cashman stayed and kept on messing around with Stanton. You got this big deal with Stanton. You made it. Stanton has not proved to stay healthy in the years that he's been here. every year. Why not shop him?
I don't know. I would have never took him.
Yeah, exactly. But why not try to shop him? I don't know, and I could be wrong. Why not try to shop him to see if you could get something for him and get something in return? But
that big contract.
It's a big contract with it, right?
And
nobody wants to.
The way that hurts his back.
Yeah, he has
the swing. Is
well, then
they should never got him, dude.
Yeah. You know, You know what I'm about to say. Well, you want to stop swinging like that? Then you need to find somebody, a hitting coach, to get you to swing in such a way that it's not going to hurt you. But I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs on that. And we're going to have to get a baseball guy that get me to tell me if that's the case.
They need to bring in Lamar.
Yeah,
years and years ago.
But this guy is a habitual get hurt guy. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? And it's always during the time that we actually need it, except for last year. I think last year he did come back during the season, and he actually was part of. He played well last and going into the World Series. So I give him credit for that. But during the regular season, and you could say that about Judge. We don't see him during the. But it goes back to what y'all said. Nothing in front of him, nothing behind him. You know, I mean, the guy, you can only do but so much. And you know, baseball is different. Baseball is a different game. But you know, again, GM, you should, we pay you to GM. So right now you're not GMing, right? So
Everybody got a job.
Everybody got a job, and that's what we say on this show. Everybody got a job. You know, you got to do what you got to do. So, you know, right now, Yankees are up 1-0 over Texas. They playing in Texas tonight.
Yeah, HGH, habitual get hurt.
Yeah, habitual get hurt guy. Yeah.
HGH.
Let me go to a feel good story. Excuse me, before we close out here. This is from CBS Sports, and this is the MLB Classic, Speedway Classic. They commenced on. They did it on yesterday. It was supposed to be on Saturday, but they had a rain delay. Let me just get. This is from RJ Anderson of CBS Sports. First ever MLB regular season game in Tennessee held at the Bristol Motor Speedway. League official attendance was 91,032, breaking the previous regular season record of 84,787 set in 1954. Rain delays and suspensions. Game suspended in the bottom of the first on Saturday. Reds led 1-0 on a RBA single by Austin Hayes, and then originally delayed 2 hours and 17 minutes before first pitch resumed Sunday at 1 p.m. Braves rallied after resumption of play to win 4-2 over the Reds. Eli White delivered the fireworks with 2 home runs, 3 runs in a second solo in the seventh, accounting for all Atlanta's RBIs. Hurston Waldron, called up by from AAA, earned his first MLB win with 5 1/3 innings, 1-run ball. Excuse me. Pre-game entertainment performance by Tim McGraw and Pitbull. Mr. 305 is in what's the zip code up there in Tennessee? I forgot. I don't know what it is. Tim.
Where was
this? Was in Bristol.
Bristol. Yeah.
Bristol close. Right here.
615 in Nashville.
Yeah. Ceremony first pitches thrown by Hall of Famers Johnny Bench and Chipper Jones, plus NASCAR driver Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott. They also threw out the first ball. Fan experience, a full festival, 1 to 10 foot Ferris wheel, live music, batting cages, pitching tunnels, food zones, photo ops, yada yada yada. And the uniforms was pretty dope. They special motorsport inspired uniforms, racing style numbers, caps with flames and checker flags, and custom designed braids, italicized Navy numbers, and Reds gear inspired by Talladega Nights. Funny movie, right?
Cool.
And the field dimensions were 330 down both the lines and 402 straightaway center field. So I guess this is, this was supposed to be in lieu of, they do the Field of Dreams when they play in Iowa with all the cornfield. So MLB is moving some stuff around, trying to bring some more engagement. Just like I said, like I read in the article, this is the first time they've had a MLB regular season game played in the state of Tennessee, and with expansion and all that stuff, they're looking at the city of Nashville upcoming, and Nashville's a really great city, man. I've been there a couple times myself, but we'll see if MLB wants to expand into those things. Your thoughts on, you lived in the state of Tennessee for a little bit, your thoughts of MLB doing this kind of going into iconic venues and playing in them?
Yeah, first of all, the area code there is 423.
All right, shout
I
out.
think it's dope, man. We always talk about expanding the game and getting people to, know your players and know your superstars and this and that. What better way of doing it than going to these cities that doesn't have any baseball, that might looking forward to baseball, a possibility of having a baseball team in years to come. So I think it's a dope move, man. I was shocked that this was the first one in Tennessee ever.
I was too.
I don't know why that throws a curveball at me. I would have thought that Nashville would have hosted one for some reason, but I think that's pretty dope, man. And I think that's a great idea, and hopefully they'll keep on doing it to other cities and states around the country.
Oh, but you don't say anything about you cry about the NFL going across seas.
Well, this ain't cross season.
That's overseas.
Yeah, it's overseas, my man. Yo, it's a good move. They're trying to grow the sport, man. I mean, how could you get mad about this? Jesus, man. It's still in the States.
Yeah, I was just messing with y'all.
I know.
Because me, I'm like, why we going through this to London? London and others, but that's the NFL, and they trying to grab the world. I get it. I understand it. It's explained. So, that's about it. That's like I said, I watched a couple innings of it yesterday, man. I saw it, and because I didn't catch it Saturday. But Sunday I thought it was cool how they made the track and everything. And you see it in other sports where the NHL they do the January 1st, they do the outdoor games where they play iconic venues like Yankee Stadium and next year
Fenway Park and
Fenway Park. I think next year, January 1st, the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers will be down here at Marlins Park, Lone Depot Stadium, and they're going to play a game of ice hockey. Regular season game at Lone Depot Park. So I wonder if it will be open or closed. January down here is it's weather should be favorable, so it will probably be open, man. But that's what they're trying to do. Like you said, Eric, they're trying to grow the game. So shout out to MLB, one of the different states, and doing that, and saying what's up, man. So before we end the show tonight, because we're gonna end it right here. Ryan's not with us to do the WNBA, but me and DA interviewed a gentleman. His name is Coach Ty. He has his own podcast. It's called Growing Up, the Brooklyn Podcast. He was interviewing him last Wednesday, and Ty's a good. He's from Brooklyn, as his podcast says, and we had a good time talking to him about sports. He's actually a coach down in the Tampa area for ladies high school basketball. He's doing really good things. And since I don't have my WNBA guy out, Ty talked just a little bit about women's basketball and about Caitlin Clark. Let me right here.
Before her, actually, Sabrina Ionescu was Caitlin Clark. She just didn't have the same flair, but she was shooting them same shots. Kelsey Plum, when she was at Washington, was shooting those same shots. But Caitlin Clark has brought in a different audience. And then, when you add the Angel Reese effect into it, listen, I think it's a facade that they don't like each other.
Well, it ends right there. So that you know what that means, y'all, right? Y'all need to watch the episode. And I gotta catch the episode.
You want to hear the rest? Y'all know what to do.
Y'all know what? Yes. And the link will be in the description. We interviewed him on past was the coach Tyrone Hodges, man, from Brooklyn, man. So we appreciate him, man. We appreciate the panel tonight. Thank you. Shout out to Dan, to Ryan, who's in the comments, and to Mike, man. We miss you guys. We'll be back on Thursday. Hey, football season is fast approaching. We'll be back with the Monday Night Blitz. I want to say the end of August. We'll have a tentative date for this. Shout out to the Weekend Rewind. Has been very successful. Thank you for those that's checking in with us on every Monday night, man. Like I said, we've been on vacation a couple times in July. July and August is kind of slow months, man. So sometimes you get caught out there and you got nothing to say. So it's just best to interview people.
Say nothing.
Say nothing.
Yeah.
And it's okay, man.
It's all good.
It's definitely okay, man. So
instead of making up felonious capers,
There you go.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will. Listen, we're gonna get on out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host in Monterey, for the DA, for D-Dubs, for James the Angry One, and for Ryan in her absence, and for Dan, Katie Hockey Dude, and for Mike Mills. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers Podcast. Y'all be good, be great. Yo, we'll catch you on the flip side. We'll see you on Thursday. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.